Welcome back. Today we have a Thursday night banger coming off a clean sweep of our last Thursday night. Listen, Vikings Chargers are this week's Thursday night football. We're going to keep our heads straight on. Not only have we swept last week, but 2 of our last 4 we've hit first-time touchdowns. I know it's just going to keep getting longer and longer as I say that, but for now, 50% on first touchdown scores is pretty good odds. But we do again, Vikings Chargers. I'm with Luke as usual for these Thursday night shows. You can check out Luke on any of the socials tagged down below in his link tree. Luke, how are we feeling about last week going into it? And what are we looking forward to this week?
I feel amazing. The reads looked insane. Like, we could have laddered a lot of our plays, still swept. So I feel great about how we're moving right now.
Absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
I posted on Twitter clipping me being like, dude, I would ladder Jamar Chase receptions. Like, I think that's a great idea, up to like 9, 10 plus receptions. And then my dumbass didn't take my own advice, and I didn't do it. But I should have. And I look back, and I'm like, I should have done it.
Over 15.5 was a lock, bro. You should have known.
No, absolute lock. We should have known. But today we have the Vikings with Carson Wentz leading the helm, as we got reported in for the 3-3 Minnesota Vikings and the Chargers 4-3. The headline of this game is JJ's healthy. They're just rocking with Carson Wentz. So clearly the whole narrative of JJ can't throw to the right side or the left side of the field might be true. Might be true. But nonetheless, the game should still be good here. Both these teams are in a need of a win in a tough division, a competitive division for each of them. But both have a chance to end up with winning records leaving here today. Chargers obviously could end up being 500, and Vikings could have the losing record in the NFC North. The spread of this game is 3. The over is 44.5 with the money line in favor of the Chargers minus 170. Now today we have player props per usual. We both have sides of the game we're going to take per usual, as well as we're going to talk about our first touchdowns. But before we do any of that, BetMGM is where you should be going to place all of the bets for these games. That's where we're taking all the bets. Using code DRAFT when you sign up, DRAFT, you'll also get all of Nick's fantasy advice for the rest of the year. So if you're like, hey, I need some help with my team, some trades, some this, he does a free Q&A every single Saturday to help you with your squad, as well as he gives rankings, projections, waiver wires, all sorts of stuff you can get for absolutely free if you sign up on BetMGM using code DRAFT, DRAFT, if you sign up on BetMGM right now. So, heading on to the game, Vikings, Chargers, first player prop we have up is Justin Jefferson to go over 79.5 receiving yards. I love this prop, right? Chargers are a fake sharp defense. Michael Pittman, Jalen Waddle, Deebo Samuel all hit over this line. Deebo hit over this line when he didn't even practice all fucking week. This Chargers defense is great on paper. They're the paper champs of saying we're going to be fantastic, blah, blah, blah. I think they're number 7 versus wide receivers on paper, but it's just not the case when we're looking at number 1s going across. With Wentz so far, Justin Jefferson has hit over this 3 of 5 games. In the 2 games he missed this by 4 yards and 1 yard. So clearly he's in the wheelhouse every game with a favorable matchup, and he's seeing over 9 targets per game with Carson Wentz. So clearly he's going to have the volume there. I think this is just an easy play for a wide receiver that is arguably the best in the league with Jamar.
Yeah, it's never really a bad idea to go over on Justin Jefferson, obviously one of the most elite route runners, players in the NFL. I do agree with you. I don't think the Chargers' pass defense is really all that, so I love this play as well.
Yeah, just they feel, I feel like the Chargers are just like Jim Harbaugh. Like, that's their defense. It's just Jim Harbaugh. And then the pieces they have together, when you look at it on paper, like, their defense at least is not good. Like, they have Darwin, and like, that's about it. Now again, all the Chargers fans will come at me for that take. But just realistically, Jim Harbaugh is the backbone of that defense. And their scheme is obviously fantastic, but it hasn't been able to nullify wide receiver ones, and there's none better than JJ himself. So you should be open. Now, you have a wide receiver prop yourself, do you not?
I do. I have Keenan Allen, 50-plus receiving yards. I think you can get this around 48.5, maybe 51.5 on some places. So wherever you can get it, if it's around 50, I like it. The Vikings are a very good pass defense on paper. They're kind of like the Chargers. They have the third least receiving yards allowed to opposing wide receivers. But if you look at the quarterbacks they've played, it's been atrocious. It's like Caleb Williams, Jake Browning, a lot of guys of that tier along the 6 guys that they've faced. And they play a ton of cover 2. They play it at the highest rate in the NFL. Allen has like a 33% target share against cover 2. He's clearly the number 1 target when opposing teams blitz as well. And Brian Flores is going to be dialing him up. So I think Allen is going to be a great safety blanket in this game, and Herbert has a passing yards line of 250 plus. So like the yards are going to somebody. I know this is a good defense, but they're going to someone, and I project it to be Keenan Allen.
Yeah, this defense has faced Caleb Williams, has faced Michael Penix, has faced Jake Browning, has faced Aaron Rodgers in an away game, in overseas, Cleveland overseas, and that was Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah.
And then they played Philly last week, where I've never seen Jalen Hurts look so good. So I am in complete agreement with you on they're going to be slinging the rock. I mean, Herbert's coming off a 400-yard game. He's going to be slinging the pill. Nonetheless, the Minnesota defense does not scare me, so I'm in full agreement. And Keenan Allen's been a go-to guy. I also like a Chargers wide receiver, and we're going to double down. We're going to double down on Chargers receivers here because I like QJ to go over 47.5. I like QJ to go over 47.5. I also like him on his longest reception for 20.5. Hear me out. I get QJ isn't a flashy name. I get he started hot. He's cooling down. But he's seen 6+ targets in 4 of his last 5 games. He's seeing 1 attempt each game of over 30 yards in 4 of his last 5 games. Hello. If he's seeing a 30-yard attempt, and most of the time they're crossers across the field, if he's seeing a 30-yard crosser across the field, the chance that he catches it and runs with it is very high, or the chance that he catches it for 30 yards and gets 17 more yards is also very high. Or you could just go longest reception. I like both of them, but I'm leaning total yards instead. He said over this, obviously, 3 of his last 5 games. And again, the reason I'm using 5 games, I think that's a better metric because the first 2 games this season can be very fluky, the first 2 games this season. So let's go for the last 5. And I think recently, QJ's been playing great. So, nonetheless, I'm taking him over 47.5. Same logic as you. Like, Vikings defense doesn't scare me. He's seeing the volume. Him and Keenan are clearly the 1 and 2 there. Oronde Gadsden getting some love. We can admit that. Dude, lit.
Dog.
And here's the funniest part.
Darren Waller.
Dude, and here's the funniest part is Ron, in the beginning of the year, if you guys know Ron's you know the basement. Everyone knows Ron by now. If you're in the fantasy space, not as much if you're in the betting space, but in the fantasy space at least. He was all over Oronde early and did nothing about it in our fantasy league. Like, just kind of stood there and was like, probably not going to be happening in fantasy, but he's a really good guy, definitely a breakout candidate. And, like, no one knew about him at the time. So that people knew about him, but just didn't know quite as much in depth about him. And now that he's balling out, I just think back to that week 1 video he made of Oronde. Of just like, he might see some touches, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, I'm happy that he's breaking out, though, and having a good year. Anyway, we're both on, and you can talk me through your logic, Minnesota plus 3.5 here. We like QJ. We like Keenan Allen, but we're on Minnesota plus 3.5, or plus 3, excuse me. What's going on there?
Yeah, I'm just not really bought in on this Chargers team yet. I know they beat my Chiefs week 1. Their run defense is really poor, like really, really poor. And Aaron Jones should be coming back for this game. He was designated to return from the IR today. So if they got a 1-2 punch with him and Mason, I could see the Vikings controlling this game pretty heavily on the ground, dominating time of possession, having long drives just because they're running down the throats paws of the Chargers.
Oh,
and I think the Vikings overall are just like a team that can keep this close because these are 2 very similar match teams, and I'll take the points.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with you. I'm on the same page here. Vikings. The Chargers are literally riding entirely off the back of Justin Herbert. As Justin Herbert goes, they go, and I love Justin Herbert. But in all reality, it's really hard to keep winning ball games consistently with 0 running attack. Kamani Vidal does not scare me in the slightest. I think the Vikings, getting Aaron Jones back, gives them just a little bit more leniency on the offensive side of the ball. Can allow Carson Wentz to check it down if he has to. You don't want to check it down to Jordan Mason, but you'll check it down to an Aaron Jones. So I think realistically, the Vikings are able to skate by. And plus, getting +3 here, worst that happens, we could get a push, right? I don't think it's a blowout. We're getting the value side of things here. We're getting the points here with the Vikings. I like the Vikings to cover +3. And we get it at even odds, even better. Now, to everyone's favorite part, everybody's favorite part is going to be first touchdown scores. Again, 2 of the last 4 we've cashed. We have cashed a plus, what was it? It was 30-1, and then we cashed a 20-1. So we're balling right now. And now it's time to strike back while the iron's hot. We're still hot. 2 of the last 4, I'd say. Where are you going with your play for this first down touchdown score between the Vikings and the Chargers?
Could you guess what position he plays?
You're going back to the well. Going back to the well. I like it. Tight end.
So it's not the one we just hyped up. I'm actually going with TJ Hawkinson because I think this is there's going to be a decent chance that either one of these teams scores first. Like I can't really predict that. But if you look at all these, like all the guys that are around him, Quentin Johnston, Keenan Allen, Oronde Gadsden, Jordan Addison all have higher odds than TJ Hawkinson, which is like a little off to me. Like I feel like he should be somewhere in between that range. So I'll take the value with Hawk here.
Taking the value with Hawk. I like it. The white tight end is the wave. And that's why we're getting some value here, gentlemen. That's why we are getting some value here. He just got activated back 2 weeks ago. He just got rolling 2 weeks ago. I understand Oronde gets in this, Oronde gets in that. I've heard the story before. But today, gentlemen, we are taking none other than another white tight end. Doubling down on the white tight ends. And I'm going with Will Dissly, 66-1. Just getting back, just getting his legs under him. He's a guy you look to in the end zone. You know Jim Harbaugh likes his white tight ends. That's why I'm going 66-1 here. Will Dissly. What are the thoughts?
Honestly, just throw some coin on all the tight ends in this game. Throw some on Conklin.
Yeah, I was going to say Conklin's not a bad shout. I was thinking about Conklin.
How did you decide between? Yeah, how'd you decide between Conklin and Dissly? That's like literally a coin flip.
Because I looked at the week 6 routes run. Will Dissly is 9%. Tyler Conklin has 1. So I'm going to go with the guy that ran a few more routes. The guy that got near the end zone a few times. And I'm going with Will Dissly. Plus, again, he's just normally their tight end 1 outside of Oronde. So if there was going to be one, maybe Tucker Fisk gets in. Maybe we're underrating Tucker Fisk 80-1. Maybe that's what we need.
Scott Matlock.
I'm not gonna bet it. Oh my God, I was thinking about that, dude. Scott Matlock is lower odds than no touchdown. Like the books would rather have no touchdown than give Scott Matlock a touchdown. That's literally like a Loopkey touchdown. 125-1. I might sprinkle that for the fucking hell of it. What would $10 give me? $10 for 1.2K.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise. I might put a quick hundo P on that. Get myself some rent for a few months. All right, but I am going Will Dissly. You are going TJ Hawkinson. That is going to wrap it up. Let us know in the comments down below what side you guys are on. If you guys are taking Chargers, if you guys are taking Vikings, what you think we got right, what you think we got wrong. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. All sort of fun shit down below, and we'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.